I'm parked right beside a no stopping anytime sign. For quite a few purposes. So, got out of a float tank where I would say I had my biggest unplug that I can ever remember unplugging. And I'm driving back home with the awareness that I don't have words to describe. What an unplug feels like to someone who's plugged in. As I got out of the float tank, I was smiling deeply at the humor of how much of a game this is. Okay, here's another level. Apparently, this is my body. What am I supposed to do now? I get to figure it out. There's a towel. I'll dry off after I shower. I turn the nozzle to warm water, and there was no warm water. It was just cold. And the programming that you have tells you that no, you want warm water. I realized I like cold water. And I enjoyed showering off in the cold water. It didn't feel cold, it felt amazing. So, I'm trying to use words and tell a story. I toweled off because it seemed like the game, it was appropriate to dry off and put on the clothing that was hung up. Smiling at the irony, at the humor. Irony's not appropriate. Smiling at the humor of, I don't know, do I put this on first or that? You put your shirt on first? Do I pull these earplugs out now? Should I dry them off now or later? Put my watch on? So the game continued. And I was now at a critical moment. I'm closed. I'm dried off. I'm closed. Do I put my socks and shoes on inside the room? Or do I walk out and put them on? Proceeded to walk out to the next. There was a corridor. I found. When I left my room, there was a corridor. I could see there's a door open that said janitor. And there's a light on coming from there, and I could see that it looked like that was not the place to go. I was supposed to go down to the left. So I explored. And as I'm walking left, this other human, similar to me, wearing a mask, holding up a spray bottle, darted across the room and into the room I just left. I'm trying to share from an unplugged scenario, an unplugged state of being, what I was experiencing at that particular moment of time. So I walked, I carried my shoes, sat down in a different room. I opened the door, I was able to find there was another room with comfortable chairs in it, and it seemed like the place to be at that time. So I put my shoes on, socks on and shoes on, because it felt like it was appropriate for the game. And I want to share this particular thought for a reason. It seemed like the putting on of socks and shoes solidified programming, code being plugged in. You could say a rather human experiment or experience, either one. I didn't like it. I realize now why I love being barefoot. But anyways, this is 7 minutes long, so I'm going to go towards the most recent thought. I'm driving here where I started, and my thoughts are going towards the nice lady. She was asking if I wanted to buy a membership, telling me they have a wonderful package going on right now. It's when you buy a membership, you get 30 days of, you can come and float every single day. And that's truly exceptional. That's amazing. Like, if you floated for 30 days in a row, you would be a different person. So she's telling me this, and I'm driving home, and my mind is playing this over, and I realize it's programming. She's part of the system. And I'm smiling in the humor of it all. It's a game, remember? And she's running her code. She thinks that that's what she's supposed to be doing. And I find it incredibly humorous. And then I'm aware of the fact that she's unaware that there's so much more. And it's truly sad. There's a car screaming up behind me. I realize, I look down on my speedometer, and traffic's going 10 to 15 mile an hour over speed limit. And this guy in this bus is very intent on going another 15 mile an hour faster than that. He's running his code, completely oblivious. Saddens me to think that you're oblivious. And now's the time for something different. And I realize you have to experience being unplugged for it to make any true sense. But the path there, go do something different that you want to do.